Hello, everybody. Welcome to KMMC ProStart, a learning initiative by Kotak Mutual Fund. Today, the new module that we have brought for you is known as Business Growth Strategy. I am Ms. Minakshi Dubey, and I work as a sales training manager for Kotak Mutual Funds. Let us go ahead and see what is business growth strategies all about. So to give you a brief idea about what the module is divided into two videos. Okay. The first part, in the first video, we will be talking about the business growth strategy matrix. What are the strategies that we can adapt for aiming at business growth? Few of them are traditional strategies. Why financial planning knowledge is important. How use of technology can help me in business growth, what is the role of social media, and what are the innovations that we need to have in the approach if I am targeting a business growth. So these are the points that typically we will be seeing in today's video. Let us go ahead and see what do we have in detail. First of all, let us understand what is the objective of business growth. Okay, so if your objective of if the objective is business growth, then there are two things that matters. First is how do you want to grow your business, and second is why do you want to grow your business. So if I have to talk the how part of business growth, then how part is typically what are the strategies that I'm going to adapt. Okay, what are the ways through which I am deciding, or the path which I am deciding to reach the business growth that I am aiming, which can be common in many cases, because whether I adapt a social media approach, or I adopt a one-to-many approach, or I adopt a structured approach. Okay, so these are few of the common things, and then there are many platforms who can guide me on how I can grow my business. But when we come to the why part of strategy, see, understand the why part of strategy will be different for each and every individual. It is basically the reason that why I want to grow my business. For somebody, the why part could be, that I want to give a set platform to my next generation. For some other, it may be like, I want to be the best in the industry, and that is why I want to grow my business. Like, I want to be in the top charts when it comes to the mutual fund industry. Okay, so similarly, one why I will be giving you that why you should aim at business growth, and that part will come in the end of second video, at the end of the second video. So let us move ahead and see what next. Importantly, first thing on which that we need to be sure of is the business growth strategy matrix. When I talk about business growth strategy matrix, the matrix has two parts to it. First is the customers and the products. Okay, these are the two main pillars of my business. So when I start my business, I definitely start with the natural market. So once I start this business, the most and the important part for me at this point of time is to retain the customers with whom I've started my business. It shouldn't be the case, that I'm going to the second month, third month, fifth month of my business, and slowly, the customers through which I've started my business are moving out through redemptions. Okay, so we all know whenever we are aiming at business growth, there are two very important factors to it. One is new customers. At the same time, the part that holds equally important is the customer retention, because at every point of time, I will keep getting business from my existing customers. Definitely, then when I talk about new, approaching new customers, what I need to do is I need to grow market share. Okay, so today maybe I started with my natural market. I have 50 customers. So how do I grow this market? So typically the basic thing that we all do is to get references. Even if I aim at getting 5 references from one customer, for the next month, my database is ready of 250 prospects. Okay, how do I convert them is typically it totally depends on what kind of strategy I use with those customers. So now we have customers are there, and plus we are also aiming at growing market share. The next important thing that comes is basically, to do cross sell. Now, when I say cross sell, okay, it is about like, whatever customers we have, okay. So at a point of time, I must have sold them one product. So now it is time for me to sell them multiple products. Okay. So I should aim at that my one customers at least have 3 to 4 products that I am selling off. Right. And to make it easy, rather than pushing the products, create the needs for those products. Okay. So what happens in that case, what happens is the investment commitment we can see is for a longer period of time. Last but not the least is the market expansion. Now, when I talk about market expansion, I don't mean that, we should have our office in multiple cities of the country. No. Today, with the blessing of social media marketing and the virtual platform, it has become so easy for all of us to actually break the barriers of geographical boundaries and expand our business. So today many of you must be experiencing this, that you are sitting in a particular city of Mumbai or Delhi, but then you have your customers worldwide or pan India, right? So when I talk about market expansion, is we really need to explore what the virtual platform is offering us. Now everything, and especially with this pandemic thing happening, I think we all have now understood and well equipped ourselves when it comes to the virtual business, right? So these are the 4 important things. We typically start with customer retention, focuses then to grow the market share. Then we do cross sell, and then also we look at, expanding our business. So now let us see some of the strategies that we can use to increase our business. Now, before I go ahead, let me give you a disclaimer. Okay. So the strategies that we are talking here is, okay, it is not that a particular strategy suits everybody. No, it is you who have to decide that in the current situation, what is the strategy that can be the best use for me, and adapt that. There could be few strategies that you liked it, but at this point of time you are not in a position, or what happens is we are not in a position to actually work on those strategies. So what we can do is we can just spark those strategies and use it at the right time. Okay. But yes, so and plus to start with, we will be looking at traditional strategies. Now, why do I call it traditional strategies? Because then there is a lot of argument on these strategies. Some people say no, these strategies don't work, whereas others have proven yes, these strategies do very well in the market. Okay, to start with, the first example is of having your own telemarketing teams. See, it is simple. Today, when we do telemarketing, how many calls we do per day? Maybe 15, 20, 25 is max. Okay. And these number I am not quoting. These are the numbers that are being quoted by our partners only. Right. So maximum 25 calls is what we do every day. Right. When I say 25 calls, I don't mean 25 dialing. I mean proper 25 calls. Okay. So now, if I hire this telemarketing executives, now let us understand what are these telemarketing executives do. So these are professionally trained executives who do at least 100 calls a day. Okay, they speak to at least 100 customers every day, and their jobs are very much day-to-day target basis. Okay, so when I talk about telemarketing teams or the sales team, it works in the same pattern. They have everyday targets, right? So telemarketing team may have a target of 10 closures every day, 100 calls per day, and 10 closures every day. So just imagine, now do the math to it. Okay, I, as an individual, I managed to do 25 calls, wherein if I appoint 3 telemarketing executives, okay, they will be doing 300 calls for me per day. Okay, even if I say not even 10% conversion, even if I talk about 5% conversion, okay, so 300 into 5%, you yourself here can calculate where the business can go. Similarly with the sales team, right, they do at least 5 meetings per day. If I have 3 people who join my sales team, they will be doing at least 15 meetings per day. Again, you can keep the minimum conversion rate, and you can just see how your business can grow multifold. The next thing that can be adapted is society activities. Now, before I plan a society activity, I need to tap on that. What is the income level of the residents who are residing there? Because definitely for my business, I need people who are good in income, okay, who can afford regular investments, okay, who have kids who are into good schools, because these are the people who really understand that where we are coming from. And more importantly for me, if I am doing this activity, I will definitely like to have high value SIPs or high lump sum investments, right? So accordingly, I will target the societies where I want to do my activities. The next thing that can be done is investor awareness programs. So there are a lot of AMCs these days, who will help us in doing this investor awareness programs. And plus, when we talk about investor awareness program, there's a lot of help that is given from the AMCs. So what we have to do is, whenever we want to do an IAP of any particular AMC, we just need to speak to the sales team of that AMC, and they will arrange the investor awareness program for us. Right? So these were the few traditional strategies that can be adapted. Next is the financial planning. Now, whenever I talk about financial planning, okay, we do financial planning for our people, right? But the point here is, when I talk about financial planning, okay, I should be so thorough with it that people should have the trust in me. And when does the trust come? When people see growing their money, right? So when it comes to financial planning, I always have this, before I get into this business, okay, or if I'm into this business, just try to invest your own money and see. Okay, if you can make profit for yourself, then definitely you can generate good returns for your investors also. So now when we talk about financial planning, you can use a lot of financial tools that are available. In fact, you can show the entire calculation on Excel, which actually helps in easy conversion of business. Because when we take help of Excels, what happens is, as an investor, on the system itself, I see my money growing. So you understand that decision making becomes more simple. So you can get into specialized financial planning and offer your services to the investors. The next very important thing is use of technology. Now, when I say use of technology here, I typically means things that can make my investor's job easy. Anything that I want to know about you, anything that I want to know about the company, anything that I want to know about the products or how the investment is done, I should get everything on your website. All right. See, today what happens is, ideally, if I have to see, if I am an investor, everything is available on Google, right? Everything is available on Google. But then what is that will make you stand apart from the crowd? Okay, so if you have detailed information about all these things on your website, then definitely that will add additional value to your business. The website should definitely have my details, my company's details, the products that I'm going to offer, the number of customers I cater to, what is the AUM that I am taking care of, and where do I stand in the market. Okay, so these informations will typically help in building a lot of trust of the investor in me. Mobile apps. Now, mobile apps are important these days because I want to have everything at the convenience of my fingertips, right? Just simple understand. Today, with the help of the online shopping platforms, our life has become so easy, right? We can feel the difference. So the similar things, if we can offer to our customers, the life will be very easy, and then they will be more inclined towards choosing us as an investment advisor, because we are making their life easy, and at the same time we are also helping them making good returns. Okay, Next important thing that we all need to focus is onto our social media presence. Now, when I talk about social media presence, it helps us in a lot of things. Okay, it helps me in creating my brand. It helps me in reaching out to more customers. Wherein, if I take the option of Instagram or Facebook or YouTube marketing, what happens is it is like one to many. Okay, one to many. So basically, when I talk about, I have to provide information about the services and the products that I offer. Social media is the platform because first of all, it is free of cost, and second is it helps me reach out many customers. Okay, it helps me in developing that online networking, which is very, very important. It also helps in creating that brand, because if I have to spend money on my branding, there's a lot of money that I will have to spend, right? And then I go into that ROI returns. I have to check what is the ROI on the money that I have been spending. But when I'm using social media as a platform, okay, I have to see my ROI in terms of my subscribers, in terms of my followers, in terms of the viewership, in terms of the comments, and in terms of how many people know me, how many people actually without sharing, without asking, share my content, right? And somehow these things also talks a lot about the kind of knowledge that you have. So this is something that we really need to explore. The next is we need to bring innovation and approach. We need to come up with new ideas on how we can actually target our customers. One of the approach could be portfolio evaluation, wherein we start the services free of cost for our investors. Okay. And let's say we get an opportunity to do a portfolio evaluation for customers. And in every portfolio, we will see a small chunk of his portfolio is there, which is giving him negative returns or very low returns. So if I can actually, convert that low or negative returns and change the investment style, change the investment schemes, and try to show him good returns, okay, then definitely whatever that 10% or 50% low returns portfolio he is having will now shift into a portfolio that has started giving him returns. Right. And now when the investors say, okay, this was the chunk that was giving me negative returns, and my advisor has now actually turned into an investment which is giving me higher returns, then it gives us a lot of scope and opportunity to actually take care of his entire net worth, right? So I have to show him the shift from negative returns to positive returns, right? And portfolio evaluation can definitely help me in this. You can also get into portfolio management services. That is also something that can be explored. A lot of us are into insurance business also. So again, when I help people to get this insurance claim or the insurance settlement, that is the time I know when the investor has received a lump sum money, and that is the time when I can actually approach them, tell them that how a small contribution towards SIP in a longer run can actually help them in building a wealth creation and creating a strong investment backup. The next thing that can be the new approach that we can have is targeting parents of newborn babies, right? If we target this segment, we get investments right straight away for 15 to 20 years, right? What we need to do is we need to come up with that strong message and that convincing factor, yes, that from today if you start this investment, after 15 years this is the amount that you get. And if I have to see, the cost of education that we have in today's world, okay, for any professional qualification today, the fees is almost 40 to 50 lakhs. Just imagine what the amount will be when I'm talking about next 15 years. So a lot, we can use a TVM factor here. Financial planning through Excel should be used whenever we are dealing with this kind of customer category, because I can straight away tell them that this is the cost today and what will be the cost in next 20 years. So that is like a raising alarm, okay, I need to start investing. The next thing that can be done is organizing a corporate work sites. Now, the benefit of organizing a corporate work site is that I get a huge crowd to address to. What I can do is, I can actually tap onto companies which has a good employee strength. The salary has to be like about 30,000 or something. I can accordingly decide my own categories. Okay. And then what I have to do is I have to speak to the HR of that company and organize such sessions. And trust me, there are many companies whose HR are more than happy if people come and do this corporate work sites. Okay. Even if I get a 10% conversion also, I think it is a good to start with. Okay. And every week, so we can set a target that every week I have to do corporate work sites, either face to face or virtual, right? So this is all in today's video. In our next video, that is video 2, we will be talking about how we can target the served categories. When I talk about served categories, it is typically the army, the police, the hospital staffs. Okay, how can we target the niche market segment, super niche market segment? We will definitely talk on the time management piece. And as I said, I will give you the why part of the strategy. Okay. Before I end my video, here's something that I always talk to you about. If there is anything, please write to us. This is a number, through which we are having our own broadcast WhatsApp group. If you wish to be part of this broadcast WhatsApp group to get new and relevant training updates, kindly save this number and send a hi on this number. And last but not the least, do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thanks a lot. We'll see you again in video 2.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.